Hello and welcome to today's quick little tutorial update. I've been requested by one of my users, Uma, who's having some trouble with a joystick in Gamemaker 2. So this is Gamemaker 2. I actually do own a copy, for anyone that was wondering. Not the biggest fan of it. I find some of the workflow stuff is a bit more painful. So let's just break down kind of what this joystick does in Gamemaker 2. Now, I've used the exact same scripting. I've not actually modified any of it other than just cleaning up some defunct pieces like screen res and stuff like that that's just been accumulating in code. The only thing is I've removed, as you can see, the player object. It still has a speed calculation tag to it, so I can just remember where to apply speed. So the way this joystick works, I'll just do a quick breakdown. So these are temp values, and we pull 3 of them. So I've got a joystick, a min, and a max. So the basic idea of the min is the minimum dead zone and the max is the maximum dead zone. So if I load the program, you're going to see the joystick working. What that's doing is that's setting the maximum and minimum dead zones for this joystick. So if I set this to, let's say, 80, in theory, this should let me go much further out. And if I set that to, let's say, 35, it's going to be much shorter, as you can see. So what that impacts is the distance allowed to travel for the joystick. So that's what you'd call your max dead zone. Min dead zone is the same, so that just indicates to the program when to stop activating. And the idea behind that is that's the center part. So you don't want it to activate all the time from the center and be super twitchy, but you want it to be sensitive enough that it will react with the player. The next part here is I've got a directional value, which is just constantly being calculated once the left button is pressed, which is just for seamless sake. It's just to make it look cleaner. So you can see there's my reference joystick, there's my direction calculation, so they converse each other. And within max, it then activates the joystick flag to true. The direction is set to temp direction. Then I pull my X and Y vars from my mouse or device's X and Y. And then minus X, which then just pulls the central point. Then this calculates the player speed. And again, you can see it looks at the min value. And if I keep coming down, our joystick activate. As it's activated, the mouse is is greater than max point. Pulls the direction, which is just showing the animation there. Else it resets everything. So pretty straightforward. Under the draw function here, you'll see I've got my standard draw. There's nothing special I've done here. This is just the usual code that you've seen in other videos. But what I'll do is I'll actually show you how I looked into the issue and worked out what's going wrong. So the first big thing I did is so let me put it into the state where it's broken, and then you guys can kind of see my methodology to me working it through. So this is what it looked like. So when I started, so I just copied and pasted it. I didn't do anything fancy. You can see there, and absolutely clearly doesn't work, especially when I click on it. And part of the reason it doesn't work is it's a bit different on how it operates. So the first line of information gathering I did is I actually went and looked for the ID. So if it doesn't have a sprite set, what we're going to see is a return of -4. -4 indicating in Gamemaker as a null value. As you can see, I don't get any return. Now, if I apply a sprite, and it doesn't matter which sprite, a sprite just indicates to Gamemaker that there's something there, you'll see I actually get a return. And the return is basically a 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And that increments by 1 every new object in scene. And that's how we can actually track IDs. So once I knew that was a problem, I could kill that. I could actually disable these 2 lines of code and bring in 2 of my redundant sets. So this is drawing a circle. So my original joystick was done like this just as simplicity. And let's look at that. So there's the original joystick, and you can see if I click away from it, nothing happens. But if I click on it, I actually get a joystick animation. And that's because it's all based around the actual draw distances. So now that I know that, when I went back in and I had a look at the sprites and noticed that they weren't centered, that would also make sense why it didn't work. So if I centered them, like so, middle and middle, and rerun it, you'll see now that it's back to... Oh, it would help if I draw the sprites, like so, and you'll see now I get the adequate draw function. So one of the things with this that I think is a little broken, and we'll address it, is in here, I'm just doing a left click, and I'm pretty sure in other code I rectified this by doing an and instance, we want position, and the position we need to pull is the, oh, too far, the device X and Y. We want to pull an all, and it should be equal to ID, which is just itself. That's just a piece of cleaning up text, because you'll see here I actually use the same bit of code to find out where things are. So if I run that, it's not going to make any big effect. It will just make it run, as you can see. If I come off the joystick, it resets. And it depends how you want it. So you can run it like that, or you can run it without that. But I leave that up to you guys. I'm just providing some basic coding for you guys to work out. So that's just a really quick video, as you can see, nice and easy. I hope this helps you, Uma. If it doesn't, again, send me another message and we'll see what we can work out and why it might not work. It shouldn't be affected by sprite size changes or anything. The thing you may want to look at is these two values in here, the min and max values, because that affects the actual rotational distance of where it works. So I'll just quickly go over, show you guys nice and slowly all the scripting. So if you guys wanted to copy it, you can. Oop. Like so. Draw function, again, is nothing special. It's just looking at positioning. So again, Omar, just make sure that you have these included values, because this tells the joystick to move. So the first one is just the base or the bottom, and then that's the thumbstick itself. So you can see the base has no function, but you need your var X direction and var Y direction. So I hope this helped. If you guys want to see some more Gamemaker 2 stuff, let me know. I'm not a huge fan of it, but they have improved it somewhat. But most of the coding language I use should be relatively robust translating between the two sides. Again, I hope you guys are staying safe. I thank you guys for all the kind of interaction you guys are providing to the channel. Again, amazing. And yeah, have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys later.